This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We've just finished a busy weekend of stakes racing action from across the country. Finally, the Sham Stakes was run for 3-year-olds out in Southern California. We start things off, however, down in Florida with a pair of stakes races on the turf for 3-year-olds at Gulfstream Park. We'll start with fillies in the Here Comes the Bride.
Now goes in. They're all in line. They're racing in the Here Comes the Bride and off to a very good start. Check the Label is out well. There goes Dinah Zapper on the far outside up to grab the lead. And Dinah Zapper will be joined by Concord Kid early on. These two set the pace, and it appears to be a very slow one. Check the Label is third right in behind the leaders. Then Upper Line to the outside. Profiteroles and Stablemate in the rough. Right there in between horses. Down on the rail comes Splendid Sound, who's third last, and they're just walking right along here up front. Apple Charlotte is second last. Musical Romance is backed off 8 lengths from the pace. And it's Concord Kid and Dinah Zapper together. They'll enter the backstretch 1-2, and Upper Line moves up outside of them. Just in behind the leaders in the rough, Profiteroles and Check the Label along the rail. 2 lengths back to Splendid Sound, who's got 4.5 to make up. Then it's Apple Charlotte and Musical Romance lagging behind, now 9 off the lead. It is still Dinah Zapper and Concord Kid dictating the fractions here. A 48 2/2 mile. It's been a leisurely tempo so far. Upper Line is just outside the leaders. Down on the rail, it's Check the Label. In the rough, right alongside. Then it's Splendid Sound. Profiteroles on the far outside. Apple Charlotte is on hold at the rail, 5 lengths off the lead. And Musical Romance still 7 behind. Around the far turn, Concord Kid, Dinah Zapper. Upper Line is sent along now. Apple Charlotte makes her run just to the outside of Check the Label, who's waiting down on the rail, and they're at the top of the stretch. It's Concord Kid and Dinah Zapper. On the outside, Upper Line. Down toward the rail, Check the Label. Apple Charlotte and Musical Romance also gaining ground late. They have to catch Concord Kid. Musical Romance closing in with a host of other pursuers, but Concord Kid wins it. Then came a late closing Apple Charlotte, close for third among Upper Line, Check the Label, and Musical Romance.
Concord Kid getting the victory. She's now 3 for 6 lifetime. Last time out, a decent fourth from off the pace behind In the Rough and Check the Label. In the Coconut Grove, here she turns the tables on those rivals at 8-1. This time running much closer to the early pace and scoring by a half over Apple Charlotte, a recent allowance winner, with Upper Line back in the third spot. The winner, Concord Kid, is a chestnut daughter of Lemon Drop Kid from Confidently by Stormcat. Bred in New York by Chester and Mary Broman and owned by the breeders, trained by John Kimmel and ridden to victory by Rajiv Marat. Concord Kid covers the mile and a furlong in 147.14. Next up, the Palm Beach for 3-year-old colts and geldings.
They're racing in the Palm Beach. Bim Bam got bounced around a little bit at the start there. It is Asphalt who goes out to the front. Asphalt to set the pace. Patio Prado right there on the inside. And Bim Bam is close up too with Lethal Combination and Center Dividers on the far outside. Dean's Kitten, 4th last along the rail and racing 2.5 lengths off the lead, and down on the inside is Dean's Kitten in a little bit of tight quarters there. It's another 2 lengths back. And then comes Mutiny, who has 2 horses beaten early. They are Cat Park and Our Champion. The opening quarter was 23 seconds flat. They go to the backstretch, and it's Asphalt on the outside, the leader by a neck. Patio Prado is second at the rail by 2. Bim Bam is in third with Lethal Combination and Dean's Kitten right to the inside of Bim Bam. 2 lengths back to Mutiny. Then it is Center Divider on the outside. Cat Park is racing 7 from the pace. And Our Champion trails. 46 2.5. They continue up the backstretch. Still Asphalt and Patio Prado making the running up front. Asphalt on the outside, a neck in front. Patio Prado sent along at the rail to stick with Asphalt as they go into the far turn. Bim Bam under a heavy drive back there in third. Gotta get going. Then it's Dean's Kitten who now takes over third from Bim Bam, who's back running in fourth and put to the whip. On the far outside, Mutiny is next. Then it's Lethal Combination. And on the far outside, our champion, they're into the stretch. Patio Prado's in front. Patio Prado, the maiden, in front, coming to the 8th pull. He's put away Asphalt. Dean's Kitten trying to get going late. Then it's our champion on the outside. Patio Prado's clear. And Patio Prado breaks his maiden in the Palm Beach. Dean's Kitten was second, our champion third, then Asphalt.
Patio Prado, another horse you may remember from Saratoga. He broke his maiden with this victory. He enters the starting gate a maiden and exits the race a grade 3 winner. Patio Prado, you may remember from a good effort up here at Saratoga. Last time out was third to St. Jude in a maiden special weight race right here at Gulfstream Park in early February. But that was his first race of the season. He had not run since running third to the very good Interactive up here at Saratoga in the With Anticipation, a grade 3 at the end of the meeting. Patio Prado shows his usual good speed and kicks clear to win by 2.5 lengths over Dean's Kitten. Longshot Our Champion rounds out the top 3 with a late bid. Patio Prado is a gray 3-year-old son of El Prado from Funhouse by Prized, bred in Kentucky by Winchell Thoroughbreds and owned by Donegal Racing, trained by Dale Romans and ridden to victory by Jesus Castanon. Patio Prado covers the 9 furlongs in a quick 145.40. We'll stay in Florida. We'll head across the state to Tampa Bay Downs, where on Saturday the stakes feature at 1 mile and a 16th was the Challenger Stakes for older horses.
And they're off. Jay Sundance Halo reaching up for the early lead with Bold Start, and on the outside, Timber Reserve, and the last horse away is Longshot Pound Foolish. To the clubhouse turn they go. Bold Start and Willie Martinez from the far outside, and toward the rail is Jay's Sundance Halo. Then it's a length farther back. Bird Run settles into stride now to be third. Timber Reserve is on the outside fourth. Arson Squad, the odds-on favorite, is fifth, skimming the rail. Only 4 lengths off the pace setter, and a neck clear of Pound Foolish. A very compact field of 6 as they settle for their journey up the backstretch. Bold Start and Martinez calling the shots on the front end by 1.25 lengths. Along the rail is Joy's Sundance Halo. Up on the outside is Timber Reserve with Bird Run racing along fourth. Then we go back to Pound Foolish, and the trailer is still Arson Squad, and still only 5 lengths separating the entire 6 as they leave the half-mile maker. Bold Start and Martinez are trying to take them start to finish. And Timber Reserve on the outside. DeCarlo now gets busy on him. He moves up second. Pound Foolish is putting in a run third. And Arson Squad is set down for the ride by Daniel Centeno, 4 lengths to make up. But meanwhile, up front, it's Bold Start, ration along beautifully by Willie Martinez, cuts the corner of the race to win or lose. On the outside, Timber Reserve and Arson Squad appears to be struggling toward the rail. Here's Bold Start under a well-judged ride throughout by Willie Martinez, and they'll make every pole a winning one. Timber Reserve in a photo for second with Arson Squad. Looks like Arson Squad got up, and Pound Foolish will complete the Challenger Stakes Superfecta. The running time on the board, 1:42.4.
Bold Start getting the victory, and this is a horse that I've followed right since the beginning of his career. I remember thinking this horse had a potential to be a Triple Crown type of horse, you know, the kind of a classic horse that runs well through the preps. He kind of disappointed me, obviously, but I feel somewhat vindicated every time I see him win, and he's now done so 11 times. And he has been kept in sprints for most of his career, but here stretches out to 1 mile and 16th and accomplishes quite a nice win here with a new track record at the distance. He scores over Arson Squad, a fairly well-accomplished individual, as well as Timber Reserve, who is in here for the Kimmel operation. The winner, Bold Start, is a dark Bayer Brown 6-year-old son of Jumpstart from Dorky by Flying Paster, bred in Kentucky by Nordic Thoroughbreds, owned by Lawrence E. Carroll, trained by Ken McPeak, and ridden to victory by Willie Martinez. Bold Start covers the 1 mile and a 16th in new track record time of 1:42.83. We'll head next to Oaklawn Park for a pair of stakes races that typically are kind of prep races for the locals moving up into bigger events. But of course, they will start things out with the Razorback. This a prep for the Oaklawn Handicap, a race that's going to be overshadowed, unfortunately, I suppose, by its sister race, the Apple Blossom, in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, we'll take a look at the Grade 3 local prep, the Razorback.
And they're off in the Razorback Handicap. Quick speed shown by Spots Gone in Jonesboro, but now there goes Racing Brand and Mad Flatter to the outside. Gone Astray staying with the leaders. Acting Zippy is next. It's about 3 lengths back to Win Willie. The trailer early on is Prom Shoes. Onto the turn, and that is Spots Gone leading it by just over a length. Mad Flatter second. Racing Brand to the middle in third. Jonesboro's got the rail in fourth. Alongside of him, that's Acting Zippy. Gone Astray is on the outside 6, but still only about 4 lengths off the lead. It's another 5 lengths back to Win Willie and Prom Shoes. The opening quarter was raced in 23-2. Down the back stretch, and still Spots Gone leads the way. Racing Brand and Mad Flatter second and third, another 2 lengths further back to Acting Zippy. To the outside is Gone Astray. Along the rail is Jonesboro. They got past the half in 47 seconds. Head to the final turn. Spots Gone continues to show the way. Mad Flatter second. The outside Racing Brand is third. Gone Astray now begins to kick it into gear. Jonesboro needs room along the rail. Between horses, Acting Zippy, another 6 lengths back to Win Willie on the final turn. The leader is still Spots Gone by 2. Gone Astray moves to the outside. 3/4, 1:11-3. Here they come into the stretch of the Razorback Handicap. Spots Gone showing the way. In the middle of the track, Gone Astray. And here comes Win Willie from far back with a tremendous rally. Prom Shoes also coming on. The leader is still Spots Gone, but here's Win Willie down the middle of the track, and Win Willie and Cliff Berry take command. Spots Gone second, Prom Shoes is third to come to the wire, and this year's Razorback goes to Win Willie, drawing clear by about 3.5. Spots Gone second, close for third between Gone Astray and Prom Shoes. The running time 1:43 and 4/5 seconds.
Win Willie, nice to see this guy turning out to be a solid 4-year-old. Last year about this time, he was moving into the Triple Crown picture with a win in the Rebel right here. He is now 4 for 6 at Oaklawn Park, and here scores his usual off-the-pace running style, 3 3/4 lengths, just over 5-2 over Spots Gone, the early pace setter. Gone Astray rallies to finish third. Last time out, off a good second behind front-running Racing Brand in the Essex. Win Willie moves forward here. Of course, Racing Brand this time kind of taken out of his game when Spots Gone got to the lead. That one does his best business while racing on the front end, and obviously he was neutralized by the very quick Spots Gone. Win Willie is a 4-year-old gray son of Monarchos from City Fair by Carson City. Bred in Kentucky by Overbrook Farm, owned by the Jermar Stable Limited and trained by McLean Robertson. Ridden to victory by Clifton Berry, Win Willie covers the mile in the 16th and 143.83. Next up, the Azeri Breeders' Cup. Again, this is typically the local prep for the Apple Blossom. And of course, this year's Apple Blossom featuring the race of the year, really, for a lot of people with Rachel Alexandra and Zenyatta. So as a result, the local prep perhaps a little bit overlooked. Nonetheless, it drew a good and even field of fillies and mares. Let's head back to Oaklawn.
And they're off in the Azeri. And quickly along the inside, Freedom Star rushes out there for the lead. Just Genda to challenge. Middle of the track, there goes a Fleet to Seat along with Tap Tam. Down along the rail, Spirit Seeker is in 5th. Superior Storm is now 6th. To her inside, War Echo 7th. Euphony is 8th. And trailing early on is French Kiss. On the turn, Freedom Star leads just over a length. That is Just Genda running second. Spirit Seeker at the rail is 3rd. A Fleet to Seat is right outside of her in 4th. Superior Storm is 5th. War Echo's got the rail in 6th. Then it is Tap Tam, followed by Euphony, and well back to French Kiss. The opening quarter was raced in 23-4. But Calvin Burrell and Freedom Star cruising along on the lead. Just Genda 3/4 of a length back in second. It's another 3/4 of a length back to A Fleet to Seat in 3rd. Spirit Seeker hugging the rail 4th. Superior Storm is 5th. They got past the half. Still a very comfortable 48-second pace as they move to the final turn. Freedom Star leading away, Just Genda keeping the pressure on. A Fleet to Seat is 3rd. Spirit Seeker still 4th. Superior Storm is 5th. Tap Tam to the outside, trying to move up now in 6th, followed by War Echo and Euphony. On the final turn, it's Freedom Star leading it. Just Genda now trying to challenge after 3/4, 112-4. Here they come into the stretch of the Azeri, with Freedom Star leading the way. Just Genda is second. In the middle of the track, A Fleet to Seed is third. On the outside, here comes Euphony, making a big late run. Freedom Star leads it. On the outside, Euphony is now coming on. Fleet to Seed is running third. Just Genda fourth. The leader is Freedom Star. Euphony trying to run her down, but Freedom Star had plenty left, and Freedom Star will win the Azeri. The final margin will be about 3.5. Euphony second. A Fleet to Seed third. Just Genda was fourth. The running time, 1:44 seconds.
Freedom Star ships in to try the dirt for the first time and runs her record of 4 for 9 lifetime with a solid front-end victory by 3 3/4 lengths over the late-moving Euphony horse that over last year, I believe, ran through a series of very, very good races where she won about 5 or 6 in a row. A Fleet Deceit rounds out the top 3 at a very big price, coming in off of an Oaklawn allowance. The winner, Freedom Star, a Southern California shipper who had run in races like the La Cañada and El Encino in her most recent starts, gets on the dirt for the first time and scores nicely. She is a 4-year-old daughter of Street Cry from Willie's Love by Williamstown. Bred in Kentucky by Y. Koliabiak and owned by George Krikorian, trained by Bob Baffert, ridden to victory by Calvin Borrell. Freedom Star perhaps will now try to take on the big girls. We'll have to see in the Apple Blossom a couple of weeks from now. She scores the mile in a 16th in 1:44.09. We'll pause now for a brief message. When we return, we've got more great stakes racing action. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now at Laurel with 3-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs in the wide country on Saturday.
And they're off. I'm an Eris, that's how I roll, and there's Gator Prowl on the inside with that usual early speed. Insurance Money was away in fourth. I'm an Eris is passed by You Need Me from the inside. Lily Couture is deep on the outside, then back to Judge Sonia and Jim's Prospect trailing the field. As Gator Prowls up the fence and leading the way, a length and a quarter in front now from That's How I Roll in second. You Need Me is just third from Insurance Money in fourth. Another 3 of the maiden Lily Couture's I'm an Eris is next, and Judge Sonia second to last while riding the rail for the far turn run. Jim's Prospect hung out 3 wide and last. Into the turn with less than a half mile to go. Gator Prowl now unopposed by 2 from That's How I Roll. You Need Me third. Insurance Money is in fourth. Judge Sonia trying to hit best stride to the inside. In the meantime, Lily Couture's is under pressure. Jim's Prospect continues a wide journey 4 deep, and I'm an Eris is last of them all. Toward the top of the stretch in the wide country, and Gator Prowl holding on to the lead by a length and a half from That's How I Roll in second. Jim's Prospect to the outside, and You Need Me. Judge Sonia down to the inside looks for a little bit of racing room and Insurance Money in between horses. Gator Prowl, but here's Jim's Prospect, and That's How I Roll in between horses. Jim's Prospect, That's How I Roll, going to square off in the final 16th of a mile. Jim's Prospect, That's How I Roll, head and head to the line, and it's going to be Jim's Prospect, in a photo finish with That's How I Roll. Close third three-way photo, Gator Prowl in there, I'm an Heiress, and Judge Sonia in there too.
Jim's Prospect scoring the victory. A couple of efforts in the last two starts where she was beaten by her rival Gator Prowl, but here she was finally able to turn the tables. Last time out she had an excuse with a slow start. This time, although she's not a real quick starter to begin with, she is a bit of a late moving type of filly. She was able to score by a head over That's How I Roll with Gator Prowl back in the third spot after showing the way most of the way. The winner, Jim's Prospect, is a bay 3-year-old daughter of St. Averill from Pam's Summer Win by Rodeo. Bred in Maryland by James Glenn and Kagar Stable, owned by the estate of James Glenn and trained by John Secor, ridden to victory by Vladimir Diaz. Jim's Prospect covers the 7 and 124.67. Next up, we will head to Turfway Park in Kentucky and Saturday's stakes feature Fillies and Mares in the Wintergreen.
And they're off for the lead. The inside, that's Complicity. Miss Luann from the center of the track. Between those two, Renter Val. Then down along the rail, Pursuit of Glory, followed by Must Be Gold into the first turn. Miss Luann moves from the outside with Renter Val and Complicity down along the rail. Gap of 2.5. Must Be Gold fourth by a head. Pursuit of Glory is fifth. It's a length to Deputy Darlin in sixth. Irish Ridge seventh. 3 more back to Elusive Surprise. Then Dan's and Ellie Day, 24 and 2 for the quarter. Miss Luann, Renter Val. Those two together with Complicity through on the rail in third. Must Be Gold is fourth. Pursuit of Glory fifth. Irish Ridge is sixth. On the outside, Deputy Darlin seventh. Danzin is gaining ground as they move into the turn. Renter Val, Miss Luann on the outside, Complicity on the rail. Now Complicity moves through and takes second. Irish Ridge moves up in third. Then on the outside, Deputy Darling fourth. Center of the track, Danzin is fifth as they move into the stretch. The leader on the inside is Renter Val. On the outside, Complicity. Down along the rail, Irish Ridge. Danzin is gaining from the center of the track, but it's Renter Val in front. Irish Ridge, Danzin on the outside. Renter Val wins by 2. Photo for second, maybe Danzin over Irish Ridge. Then another photo for fourth.
Renter Val picking up the victory. A little bit of an upset here. $8.80, not exactly a huge upset, but she did turn the tables on the favored Danzon with this victory from close to the pace as Danzon rallies from far back while running 7 wide. Irish Ridge at 10-1 completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Renter Val, is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Desert Prince from Interpose by Indian Ridge, bred in Ireland by the Irish National Stud, known by Jerry Jamgotchin, trained by Eric Reed, and ridden to victory by Ben Creed. Renter Val, off of a second in the likely exchange, last time out, third off the layoff, scores the victory, covering the mile in 140.68. We'll head out to the West Coast now, where a lot of fingers were crossed trying to make sure that we got through the Saturday card. Unfortunately, weather-related problems have haunted the pro ride surface this wintertime. We will start things out with Grade 3 3-year-olds at 9 furlongs in the 1-week delayed Sham Stakes.
And away they go to a perfect start. Marcello from the inside gate is very fast into stride. Next door neighbor might have to go wide, but is showing good speed as well. And El Mirage King is right there too. Also in the vanguard is Wolf Tail. Alongside of that, Setsuko. Down at the rail, the program. 3 lengths covers all those runners. Elfie's Bet couldn't get in. Doesn't have to go very wide though. Outlaw Man has taken back third last, 5 off them. The pace is solid, 1 up front. Then we come back to Boulder Creek, who's back second last, and Kettle River gives them 9 length start. They head to the three-quarter pole, and now they kick on with it. Next door neighbour on the far side, sprinting away now. Next door neighbour opening up on them. El Mirage King contend to take back into second. Down at the rail we have Marcello in third, the program between horses. On the far side is Alfie's Bet and Wolftail in the white colours, 4 lengths off as leader. Setsuko is back fourth last, been followed by Boulder Creek. Down at the rail we have Outlaw Man, and last of all is Kettle River. Travelling well though is Kettle River, got 7 to make up. A half-mile left to go now, and next door neighbour the leader by a length. In the second spot is Al Mirage King. On the far side the program is right there. Alfie's Bet is hooked 4 wide. Down at the rail here's Marcello moving into contention, just needs somewhere to run. Then Setsuko. Outlaw Man is the grey down at the rail. On the far side is Boulder Creek, and let's see Kettle River now starting to wind. Can he find a way through? Kettle River going to come to the outside. They're at the top of the lane now. The program strikes the front. The program next door neighbour, Alfie's Bet is in there as well. Setsuko's coming home, gaining to chase them as well, and then it's Marcello. They come for home, and Alfie's Bet strikes the front and now pulls clear. And an electrifying turn of foot from Alfie's Bet has put them away in the sham. Setsuko's second, but Alfie's Bet and Alex Elise convincing winners out here. Setsuko was second, then close the program and Outlaw Man.
Alfie's Bet scores a bit of an upset victory here, 8.5 to 1 for this guy who had just broken his maiden in mid-January, had not raced since that time, and scores from off the pace with a 4-wide bid, 2 1/4 lengths the better of the favored Setsuko, with the program finishing in the third spot after leading at some midpoint during the stretch. The winner, Alfie's Bet, again, off of that maiden victory, I would not have expected him to be as low as 8.5 to 1, although if you go back 2 races, he was a solid second behind Cara Cortado in the California Breeders' Champion Stakes. So he has shown a little bit of ability against now the proven stakes winner, Cara Cortado. Alfie's Bet is a 3-year-old bay son of Tribal Rule from Miss Alfie by Candy's Gold, bred in California by Teresa McWilliams, owned by Peter O. Johnson Sr. and Teresa McWilliams, trained by Alexis Barba, and ridden to victory by Alex Solis, who won this race last year with the Pamplemousse. Alfie's Bet covers the 9 furlongs in 148.72. We'll head right back to Santa Anita now, continue with stakes racing action in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Oaks.
And away they go. All Due Respect bounced out very fast, drops on the rail and goes on to lead them. In the centre, Cozy Rosie, Zilver's on the outside of that, and they are followed then by Crisp, who's right there. Warren's Jitterbug is back third last. The favourite Blind Luck has taken back second last, but no more than 4.5 off these leaders. And at the back we have Riviera Chic. Not in any hurry at all as they go to the three-quarter pole. It's All Due Respect, trying to take them along as slow as she can. Leads it just over a length. In the second spot is Cozy Rosie. Down at the rail we have Crisp on a tight hole. Zilver's on the far side. Warren's Jitterbug is now back in fifth. Gives that leader just under 5 lengths start. Then Riviera Chic and Blind Luck is last early. They make their way past the 5/8 pole, and All Due Respect out in front now leads it just over a length. Here is Crisp travelling very comfortably in the second spot now. On the outside of that we have Cozy Rosie. Down at the rail, Warren's Jitterbug, Zilver on the far side, then Riviera Chic, and the favourite Blind Luck is still last. Gives them 6 lengths start now, and Blind Luck been asked to pick it up from that spot. Past the 3/8 they go, and All Due Respect still the leader. Crisp is ready to tackle from second. Cozy Rosie, Zilver on the outside. Warren's Jitterbug down at the rail. Now Blind Luck in the pink colours, still 4.5 off the lead as they swing for home. Coming for home, and here's Crisp striding up strongly now. And Crisp strides up to get the lead. All Due Respect, all heart battles back at the rail. Then Warren's Jitterbug. Blind Luck tries to make late headway, but got some running to do. They come for home, and it's Crisp and All Due Respect. Nose and nose, Blind Luck flying late, but Crisp will win it. Crisp has won the Santa Anita Oaks ahead to All Due Respect. Blind Luck flew late for third, and then Warren's Jitterbug.
Crisp getting the victory and turning the tables on Blind Luck, who beat her into 4th place last time out in the Grade 1 Las Virgenes. This time it was a better trip for Crisp and a lesser trip for Blind Luck, those two split by All Due Respect, who I think ran a very good race on the front end. Crisp just able to get by her, a neck advantage as they crossed the wire. All Due Respect off of a maiden special weight race win last time out down at the fairground. Ships to California, I thought ran a very, very good race in her first start for Kathy Walsh. Blind Luck didn't necessarily have the easiest of trips. Settling off the paces is her usual running style. She kind of came inward in the mid-stretch, kind of found herself with nowhere to go, and ended up, once she finally got clear, making a nice bid, was beaten only 2 necks for the whole thing. The winner, Crisp, a dark bay of brown 3-year-old daughter of El Corridor from Cat's Fair by Sir Cat, was bred in Kentucky by James Jones and Randy Swanson, owned by Michael Tella, trained by John Sadler. She seems to improve nicely with the blinkers on as Crisp covers the mile in a 16th and 143.50. Next up, the 1 mile Grade 1 Kilroe Mile on turf.
And away they go to a perfect start. Red Alert Day, Fluke come away running. On the inside, Blue Chagall is right there as well. Battle of Hastings from the outside gate. Just behind them is Ever a Friend. Acclamation has taken a strong hold. Then we come back to Awesome Gem. Proviso is second last, and Monzante trails, but only 6 lengths would cover the lot. Into the first turn they go now, and crossed over on the lead now is Fluke. Down at the rail we have Red Alert Day, Ever a Friend, the grey on the far side. Acclamation more settled now in 4th. Down at the rail, Blue Chagall moves up to take that 4th spot, only 2 lengths off the leaders. Then we come back to Battle of Hastings. Awesome Gem scrapes the paint, 4 off them. Proviso's second last, and Monzante quite content to trail, still 6 off the leader. No change as they head to the half-mile pole now. Red Alert Day is keeping the pressure on Fluke. Those two pass the half-mile stride for stride. Blue Chagall travelling nicely, tucked in right behind the leaders in 3rd. Ever a Friend right there in 4th. Then it's Awesome Gem, Battle of Hastings, Acclamation, no more than 3.5 off the leaders. Then Monzante and Proviso, 5 lengths covers them all. Coming to the top of the lane now in the Kilroe Mile. On the inside, Red Alert Day. Fluke goes on with it. On the outside, Ever a Friend. Now Blue Chagall is hooked off the rail in the red cap, and Blue Chagall coming to tackle now. Behind that comes Acclamation, Battle of Hastings, Proviso, and Awesome Gem wide open. Fluke is holding on to the lead. Here's Proviso in the pink cap, coming with a powerful late run though. They come for home, and Fluke's holding on. Proviso's flying. Fluke and Proviso so close. I think Proviso got him, but maybe not. Proviso, Fluke, Battle Hastings 3rd, and then Blue Chagall.
Proviso getting up there in the shadow of the wire, and this was a little bit of vindication for Juddmonte Farm, which was beaten on the wire last year in this very race by Jill Ponte with the very talented mare Ventura. They sent out this mare who had only shipped to the United States for last fall's Spinster. She scored in the Spinster. She was my selection in the Breeders' Cup Distaff last year. She ran 4th there, came back off the layoff in the Santa Monica, going 7 furlongs on the Pro Rod, and here turns the tables on Fluke and scores the victory by a game nose at an 11:40 Mutual on top. Fluke a winner at every step of the race except for the last, settling for 2nd, with Battle of Hastings rallying to 3rd. The winner, Proviso, is Bay Mare, a daughter of Dincilly from Binch by Woodman, bred in Great Britain by Juddmonte Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Bill Mott and ridden to victory by Mike Smith. A persevering ride indeed by Mike Smith to get there on the wire. Proviso covers the 1 mile on the turf course in 135.31. Next up, the Grade 1 1.25 Santa Anita Handicap.
Mass track in. Geronimo coming up. Goes in. Gates closed. All set for the Grade 1 Santa Anita Handicap. Fields sent on their way in the big cap. They all appear to come away smartly. Mystery Membered, Mass Track, Marsh Side, Geronimo all show speed from the outside. Dakota Phone in the white blinkers right there too, and Tiger's Rock showing early speed, tucking in now right behind the leaders. Racing in behind that comes Rendezvous. In tight here is Eagle Poise getting bumped around a bit, throwing his head up in the air. Then we come back to Lou Breton, who's giving them 8-length start. St. Trinians and Lou Breton, the two favourites side by side. Pool play on the outside. Nico Bay is back third last. Then comes Pick 6. And last of all is Delightful Kiss. 14 lengths would cover the lot. They head to the 3/4 in the Big Cat, and Mass Track, the way he likes it, he's winging out here. Couldn't be going any quicker now, and Mass Track opens up to lead by nearly 4. Misremembered is in second, then it's Marshside, Dakota Phone, and Geronimo. Down at the rail, we have Tiger's Rock, who's now a good 9 off that leader. Eagle Poise is up alongside of him. Then we come back to Rendezvous. St. Trinians and Lou Breton still nose and nose. They've been nose and nose since the opening of the gate, and they're a good 10 lengths off that leader now. Nico Bay is back fourth last. Then Pool Play, Pick 6, and Delightful Kiss is last. Into the turn they go in the Big Cap, and Mass Track is in front by 2, but Misremembered is now cutting into that lead stride for stride, and Misremembered coming looking for the lead. Dakota Phone at the rail, Marshside right there, then Geronimo, Eagle Poise. Just in behind that, Rendezvous. Now St. Trinians on the outside, going to make her run. Up alongside of St. Trinians, now coming with her, we have Nico Bay and Lou Breton coming with a nice run too. Homeward bound in the big one, and Misremembered tackled by Dakota Phone. St. Trinians trying to get involved late. Nico Bay is finishing like a steam train along the inside, and here comes Nico Bay flying at Misremembered. Misremembered hanging on. Misremembered, Nico Bay in a thriller. Misremembered and Martin Garcia have won the Big Cap. Nico Bay a good second, Dakota Phone third, and then it'll be close out of Rendezvous and Geronimo for fourth.
In a full field, it was Misremembered sitting just off the early pace set by Mass Track and scoring the victory, holding sway over the late-moving Nico Bay, who under Mike Smith, who I guess is typically, and I tend to agree, he is known for riding the outside better than the inside. He made a nice move on Proviso, was able to take her off the rail and score the victory here. Tried to do the same with Nico Bay, coming up the inside and settling for a fast closing second. Dakota Phone just off the pace in the early going and sticking around fairly nicely to finish in the third spot in one of the biggest races of his career. The winner, Misremembered, a 4-year-old who last year won the Grade 2 swaps as well as the Indiana Derby, second last out in the Strube behind Geronimo, who finished fourth in this full field. The winner, Misremembered, is a Chestnut Ridgeling, a son of Candy ride out of Beyond Perfection by Quack, bred in Kentucky by Bob Baffert, owned by Jill Baffert and George Jacobs, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden to victory by Martin Garcia. Misremembered covers the 1.25 miles in 2 minutes, .20. We'll pause now for one more brief message. When we return, we'll be heading home to New York for a full weekend of stakes racing action. Please stay with us. back to Horses and Courses. We'll finish things up at the Big A, where they had a 4-bagger of stakes races over the weekend, kicking things off. 3-year-old sprinting in the Fred Cappy Capicella.
And they're off. Castaneda and Strapping Groom go out for the lead. It's Castaneda who takes the lead now from Strapping Groom. A break of 2 to Golden Ghost in third, and Liston will be the early trailer as the field heads up the backstretch, and Castaneda goes on with it, opening up 3 lengths on Strapping Groom. It's another 3 to Golden Ghost and Liston. The quarter, 22 3/5 seconds. Castaneda leads by almost 4 now going into the far turn. Strapping Groom giving chase in second. At the back, Golden Ghost and Liston midway on the turn. Castaneda leads. The lead is 2.5 lengths over Strapping Groom as the field hits the head of the stretch. Castaneda ran a half in 45 4/5 seconds. Castaneda in front. The lead is 3. Strapping Groom continues to chase in second. Farther back, Golden Ghost and Liston. It's Castaneda, and he's looking to go wire to wire, and he's got the lead with less than a 16th out. Strapping Groom has been second the entire way, and he's not going to catch Castaneda, who wins the Capicella. Strapping Groom completes the exacta.
Castaneda scoring the victory off of a maiden victory last time out. Kind of an interesting horse in that he had been running routes in maiden special weight company over the Aqueduct Inner Track without much success. Earned a little bit of notoriety as the workmate of the very fast 85 and a 50 in the Gary Contessa operation, but struggled a little bit to get that maiden victory last time out. When dropped back to a sprint, he seemed to have found his game, and here comes back in stakes company and takes them from gate to wire with ease. 3 lengths the better of Strapping Groom, with Golden Ghost back in third. Liston, who last time out broke a little bit slowly and found himself the victim of a loose horse who interfered with him rather persistently, broke slowly once again and trails the field as the favorite. The winner, Castaneda, is a 3-year-old dark bay or brown gelded son of Yanaguska from Winlock's Grammy by Belong to Me. Bred in New York by Empire Equines, owned by Team Stallion Racing Corporation, John Morano and Harold Lerner, trained by Gary Contessa, and ridden to victory by Georgie Chavez. Castaneda covers the 6 in 110.48. We'll come back now with older sprinters in the Toboggan Handicap.
And they're off. Wall Street Wonder breaks right on top. Custom for Carlos down at the rail now. Moves up to challenge, so it's Custom for Carlos with a head in front of Wall Street Wonder. Driven by Success on the outside is third. Elusive Warning runs in fourth, and Crimson Comic trails the field in fifth. Up the backstretch, and it's a battle between Wall Street Wonder and Custom for Carlos. The quarter went in 22 3. Right behind the front runners, Driven by Success, and down at the rail is Elusive Warning. Break of 3 to Crimson Comic. Around the far turn, Custom for Carlos on the inside and Wall Street Wonder on the outside. The two of them are heads apart for the lead. Driven by Success runs in third. Then it's Elusive Warning and Crimson Comic. They're at the head of the stretch. The half in 45 3. Wall Street Wonder now in front of Custom for Carlos, who's zigzagging there down at the rail. It is Wall Street Wonder. Crimson for Carlos continues to battle on with a 16th out. Custom for Carlos coming back again. Wall Street Wonder, they come down for the line. Wall Street Wonder won it. Wall Street Wonder wins the toboggan over a game Custom for Carlos.
Wall Street Wonder gets the victory, his first graded stakes victory. He had been running up an absolute terrific win streak here on the Aqueduct Inner. He seems to really like it. Since shipping into John Terranova's barn, he has run unbeaten, now 3 for 3 on the Inner, and all with Terranova. Here he scores over the rather proven commodity and Custom for Carlos, with Driven by Success back in third. Wall Street Wonder is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old son of City Place from Kisses and Hugs by Kiss and Chris. Bred in Florida by Richard E. Wilson, owned by Stetson Stable, trained by John Terranova, ridden to victory by Channing Hill. Wall Street Wonder covers the 6 in 109.88. Next, we'll head back to Aqueduct and grade 3 3-year-olds in the Gotham.
And they're off. 3-day rush breaks well at the rail. Nacho Friend is there. On the outside is Peppy Nose. Far outside is Wow, Wow, Wow. Wow, Wow, Wow. And Peppy Nose heads apart for the lead, heading into the clubhouse turn. 3-day rush runs in third. Nacho Friend is in between horses in fourth. I've Got the Fever on the outside in fifth. You Wanna Twist is down at the rail in sixth. Awesome Act runs in seventh. Then it's Shrimp Dancer in eighth. A Fleet again has one horse beaten, and that is Turf Melody, who trails in 10th. The opening quarter, 22 and 4/5 seconds up the backstretch, and it's Wow, 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 clear by a length over Peppy Nose. On the outside is 3-day rush in third. A length and a half. Nacho Friend running in fourth. You Want to Twist down at the rail in fifth. 4.5 lengths off the lead. Then it's Awesome Act in between horses, followed by I've Got the Fever. Then the Gray, A Fleet again in eighth. Shrimp Dancer is ninth, and Turf Melody is still 10th and last. The half mile in 46 and 3/5 seconds. 3-day rush up to challenge. Wow, wow, wow. Nacho Friend is on the outside, so it's 3 of them across the track. An Awesome Act is just in behind in fourth. Peppy Nose runs in fifth as the field comes into the stretch in the Gotham. 3/4 went in 1:11 and 4. And Awesome Act is in front. Awesome Act in front. Awesome Act by 3 lengths as they pass the 8th pole. On the far outside, You Want to Twist making a late run. Awesome Act by 2.5 lengths. You Want to Twist is second. They come for the line, and it's Awesome Act and Julien Leperoux to win by a length and a half. You Want to Twist was second, then Nacho Friend and Turf Melody.
Awesome Act scoring the victory off the plane by a length and a quarter. Nice move after having a little bit of traffic trouble after being taken back early. He scores a runaway win over You Wanna Twist, who went into this race 2 for 2 for his lifetime, with Nacho Friend back off of a long layoff. His most recent performance, a 4th place finish up here at Saratoga in the Sanford Stakes. Awesome Act, a very impressive performance in his dirt track debut. You may remember him as the horse that finished 4th behind Pounced, and a fairly close-up 4th at that in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. He had been sent back to his native Europe. He was given some time off and freshened up a little bit. He was supposed to have shipped a week earlier from Europe, but unfortunately, because of the bad weather, his flight was canceled. He only arrived in town midweek this past week, and yet nonetheless, Jeremy Nocita had him fully ready to score the victory, going away by a length and a quarter. Awesome Act is a chestnut colt, a son of Awesome Again from Houdini's Honey by Mr. Prospector, and that pedigree says very nice dirt prospects to me. This was his dirt debut, and it was obviously a sharp one. He was bred in Kentucky by Flaxman Holdings and is owned by Mrs. Susan Roy and Vinery Stables, trained by Jeremy Nocita and ridden to victory by Julien Leperoux. Awesome Act covers the mile in a 16th and 143.85. We'll go back to Aqueduct for one more stakes race. That, of course, Sunday Stakes featured the Stymie Stakes, which was postponed from last weekend.
And they're off. Understatement, away well and going for the lead. National Pride is down at the rail. Seniors Pride on the outside. National Pride now takes over from Understatement, with Seniors Pride racing in third. A break of 2 to Nightlight down at the rail in fourth. Atoned is in between horses fifth. More Than a Reason on the outside in sixth. The trailers are Reflect Times and Giant Chieftain. Around the clubhouse turn, National Pride leads here by a little more than a length over Understatement. The first quarter in 23 and 3/5 seconds. Seniors Pride is in third, and Nightlight down on the inside in fourth. Atoned runs in fifth. Reflect Times is now in sixth. Then it's Giant Chieftain and More Than a Reason. 5 furlongs to the finish, with National Pride in front after a half and 48 and 2. National Pride leads by a length and a half, with Understatement stalking in second. A break of 2 to Seniors Pride in third. Now a 4-length gap back to Atoned, Nightlight. Giant Chieftain is 3 wide, More Than a Reason 4 wide, and Reflect Times is the trailer. Now they race around the far turn, and there goes Understatement. Understatement is up to grab the lead from National Pride. 3/4 went in 1:12 and 3. Understatement has opened up a 3-length lead at the top of the stretch. National Pride and Seniors Pride giving chase. Nightlight is in fourth. Then it's Atoned and More Than a Reason. Understatement in front. Inside the eighth pole. Understatement by almost 4. National Pride trying to hold second. Then it's Seniors Pride, Nightlight, More Than a Reason down at the rail. And Understatement has won another stakes on the inner track. National Pride did get second. Then it was Nightlight and Seniors Pride.
Understatement scoring yet another victory on the Aqueduct Dinner. He's now 4 for 4, having won the evening attire last time out by 4+ lengths, and a couple of allowance races during last winter's meeting here at the Aqueduct Dinner. Got to the front fairly early here, kicked clear and held on, throttled down by 3 3/4 lengths over National Pride, who rebounded with a nice effort after having come out of the gate unseating his rider last time out. Nightlight drops back dramatically in distance from some of those extended routes to settle for third. The winner, Understatement, is a bay son of distorted humor from Emotional Outburst by Capote. Bred in Kentucky by Brenda Jones and owned by Paul Pompa Jr., trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by David Cohen. Understatement covers the 9 furlongs and won 50.63. That'll wrap up this week's edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us again next time as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.